Um, what movies got you, or also, I guess I'll start off by asking you, what movie or movies made you fall in love with them growing up?
Well, ever since I can remember, like movies have always just been like the main entertainment for me. I lived with my grandma growing up, and she always had the TV on. It was always either like a TV mystery show or it was a horror movie. So that's how I got introduced to like Jeepers Creepers, Halloween, Alien, The Lost Boys,
Ooh.
and so it was partially that, and like my dad is also really big into movies as well. So um, yeah, I mean he would have stuff on, and I think when we did the watch party with Ken, I think I mentioned how like he would like burn movies to discs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we still own them. They're somewhere in my house, but there'd be like these big like spools of discs, like I don't know, 100 each, and each disc had 4 or 5 movies burned on it. So, I mean, I spent a lot of time. We had a really old desktop that had like a DVD player in it, and I'd spend a lot of time. I'd just play every movie on. Didn't know what they were. I was so young, but I just watched every one, and I don't know. Movies have always just been a really good pastime for me because of that. So,
Right, yeah, that's kind of that's so funny. Like I remember, I'm only 22, but in the areas that I grew up in, I do remember old mom and pop video stores, and I remember going to a Blockbuster. I remember, burning DVDs. I remember my dad going to his cousin's house, and if he couldn't find a movie, cousin Brandy always had it. He had it
mhm.
burned somehow. Yeah, I remember my dad doing all that stuff, and I remember like my first time watching. This is so funny. My first time watching Child's Play, Netflix had just came out, or around that time. Yeah, about 2008 or so, I think.
Mhm.
And that's when they were a DVD rental company,
Mhm.
and so my dad, I think also some of the stuff you could rent somehow, or I would wanna say it was Netflix, but he found out how to watch Child's Play online,
Mhm.
and I'm wanting to say it was Netflix. There were certain ones you could watch, and I watched Child's Play for the first time on a computer in his bedroom in this old trailer,
Yeah.
and it was so funny because I watched Stuart Little and then turned on Child's Play. And then I think a part of me wanted, like, another Happy movie, so I turned on Stuart
Yeah.
Little 2 for the first time, and then I was like, "Man, this is just boring," so I turned on Child's Play 2 for the first time, and I just, like, went from 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and it
Yeah.
was honestly a really fun day. I remember watching Pumpkinhead like that. Yeah, those.
Pumpkinhead was another one that was played on, like, AMC a lot. So I remember seeing
Yeah.
I got to see a lot of movies off, like, AMC playing on TV and stuff too, so
Part of the reason I'm a big person on physical media because growing up, my da not only did my dad have a shit ton of DVDs, um, but my family, especially my mom and dad, like, they were always so broke that they couldn't afford cable a whole lot. So, like, the only
Mhm.
time I experienced cable was it's funny even saying cable because who the hell has that now? Um, I
Older
mean, some
people.
yeah, right.
Older people who don't know, like, you can get the phone without like, they still have a house phone. They just get the whole package.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
the old AT&T packages, but,
Yeah.
yeah, so, like, my family never had cable or anything, and so I grew up watching all my dad's DVDs, and, we would get cable, and then I'd be like, "Nah, YouTube? What's that? No, no thanks. I'm watching fucking I Am Legend for the 100th time on DVD." Um, and
Uh,
so that I still had that attachment that, yeah, I have Wi-Fi, and even if I have it on Blu-ray, sure, I'll probably go to streaming first. But that feeling of, like, running out of that again,
mhm.
I always wanna have my shit behind me, that way I can be like, "Okay, well, I don't even need streaming 'cause I got all this." So what is your opinion on physical media? Because some people who love movies don't care about it.
Uh,
That's what I was figuring.
yeah, like I don't know if you could even see this stack over here that's on this table. It's pretty
Oh
dark back
yeah.
there. There's I have to add those to the shelf. I just recently bought those over the last like 2 days, but
Damn.
um yeah. Yeah, I splurged a little bit, but I hadn't went shopping for movies in like a month, so when I went hard. But
Ain't that the best feeling?
oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But yeah, I love it. My parents, my dad specifically also had a lot of DVDs with growing up too, and um there's something about being able to open them, look through the booklets, the special features, uh, like all the little sometimes there'd be games that would be, in the special
Yeah.
features and stuff. Um, I remember being able to go to the library as a kid, and you could rent movies from the library,
Oh
and
yeah,
it
you could.
yeah. So I love that experience too, and, yeah, I didn't start actually having my own physical media collection until 2022.
Bro, same.
Yeah, and I actually started out DVDs because 'cause they're cheaper and, that's just what I went with, but then I realized I could fit more on a shelf if I go Blu-ray.
Yep. Not only that,
So
they don't scratch.
yeah, that as well. So I ended up selling like 300 DVDs and rebuying everything on either Blu-ray or sometimes I'll pick up a 4K, but just because I can fit more. But I love it. And then I started learning what boutiques were, like Scream Factory, Arrow, and like uh,
Criterion.
Steelbooks. Yeah, Criterion, all that stuff. And then I was like, this shit is fun. You get all like the cool knickknacks and stuff. I'm like like a diehard collector for certain things, and I'm a completionist. So if I get one, I'm like, well, now I got to get them all. So
I'm not because I'm broke, like I mentioned to you earlier.
yeah.
It's getting harder for me. And you know, especially when I got things like a fucking engagement ring to buy still. I have, you know, a house and a new truck I like to buy at one point. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm getting I done got to the point where I'll stop buying DVDs. I will not buy another DVD unless it comes in a Blu-ray case.
Mhm.
Uh, and not that I'm against DVDs, but I just like the Lethal Weapon movies. I have the old cardboard clip case, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
The black
Yeah,
clip.
I
Yeah,
hate those, but
I have those for my brother actually has the one for Lost Boys, like the one we had whenever growing up. That's what we had. And
Mhm.
then I got it was fully new and sealed whenever I got it, but it was for Lethal Weapon 2 and 4.
Mhm.
And then I have the hard case DVDs for all the Lethal Weapons. And then I got um the Blu-ray box set for Lethal Weapon. So
Mhm.
like movies like that, like it's cool to have all that for it. VCH, I don't or VHS, the fuck VHS tapes, I don't find. I don't know. Some people collect them, I guess, for aesthetic. But who the hell actually watches them?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, very recently, I've started to have my eye on a CRTV, like the ones that has a built-in VCR on it.
Yeah.
I do want one, and it is purely for aesthetics purposes, but, there are certain VHS tapes I do wanna get. I think the only one I own now is Terrifier 3, and that came in, like, a bundle with a bunch
See,
of
and
other
that's cool. That would be a cool reason to have one. Now, okay, I'm not judging anybody that has one because I'm not gonna lie, like for the longest time I thought it was cool,
Mhm.
but but the only ones I even had was I had the Titanic because it was like
Yeah,
the 2
everybody had
VCR
that.
sets.
Yeah,
Exactly, everyone
yeah.
had it, so it was like you're almost a loser if you don't have it. And then, I had, Death Becomes Her on VCR, and
Mm,
the art cover on the Death Becomes Her, VCR I had was just so cool, and I gave it to my dad. He lost it.
mm,
But, I can see somebody like wanting to watch, TCM or Aliens or, you know, like, Terminator 2 on
mhm.
it, but other than that, I mean, I really don't. there's old horror movies that don't look good on like upscale like
Yeah.
sleepaway camp. You no.
Or
Other
like
than that though,
even with like the new Halloween restorations, like there's things that you can see that you couldn't see before that like start to make things a little too obvious.
it's supposed to be
Oh,
purposeful. It's
yeah.
like having Jurassic Park in the day.
Mm.
It's like the CGI would be shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, speaking of Death Becomes Her, I actually just picked up that movie. Yeah, I don't know if this is the cover you were talking about.
yeah, so the front was that, and then because they had slip covers too, just like that.
Mhm.
So the sticker on the VCR actually had that cover on it, and then the front of the cover was that, and then the back of the cover instead of a description of it. Yes, it was that, dude. It was that.
Yeah, this is the Scream Factory one, so they usually do like a double-sided cover, but yeah.
It looked damn near just like that. I think
Oh,
actually it
yeah.
might have been a little different, but yeah, it was pretty damn close to that.
That's sick. My girlfriend actually showed me this movie. I hadn't seen it before until like 2 years ago. She made me watch it.
What'd you think about it?
Oh, I liked it. It was pretty. Actually, I think I had maybe seen it once when I was younger, but I didn't know.
IMC.
Yeah, and then but I didn't know I saw it until we started watching it, and I was like, oh wait, like I definitely this is like somewhere in the old noggin. I just don't know where, but
What's a movie that every time you hear the title, a fun memory comes up? That's like anytime you think of, like an example for me would be like Freddy versus Jason. Anytime someone says that or I think of that movie, there's a memory that pops up immediately with it. It's really fun that I just can't disassociate with it. What's something like that for you?
hmm. Does it? You want me to go horror or
It
movie?
doesn't matter on here, dude. You can talk about
Gotcha.
whatever you want.
Cool. Um, hmm. I don't think I have a lot of them, but they're like okay. If I bring up The Descent, I do have a like a funny moment with that movie because my older sister, we were all watching it when I was a kid, and there was a specific jump scare that happened. I don't know, I can't remember which one. I just remember something happened, and it made her jump up and surf the couch, and she was like screaming because of that. Like that's how scared she was. So every time The Descent comes up, that pops into my head right away. Um,
That's funny.
aside from that, uh, I think like I've watched my most fondest memories when it comes to seeing movies is going to the theater and uh, watching like the MCU films with my dad. Uh, since Iron Man came out, I think the only ones I've missed were like the Sonyverse ones, but we've gone together to see every single one since Iron Man, and I just have fond memories of going with him and seeing those. So anytime those movies come up, I instantly associate MCU with my dad and just throughout the years going and seeing those movies with him. Um,
That's
but
nice.
yeah, nothing else really comes to mind.
So you really like the MCU, huh?
I have become less and less interested, pretty much ever since Endgame.
The
Obviously, No Way
pinnacle.
Home. Yeah, I am interested in seeing what they do with Doomsday, but uh,
What about Spider-Man?
yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that as well.
I think
But
everyone is.
you said what?
I think everyone is.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a huge Spider-Man nut, dude. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. If I could have a Spider-Man bed set, I would. Like
You
that's my
should.
dude.
That's your God-given right. You should.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, Spider-Man's dope. I think really when they started doing like the TV series, when I was like, I just don't have like, I do have the time, but like, do I want to give my time to that?
Because
I
it'd
don't
be a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean, most of them have not been satisfactory, but I'm hopeful for what they're doing with Doomsday, and I still go and see the movies. Aside after Endgame, really, No Way Home, uh, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, that movie made me cry,
I still
and
haven't seen
then
it.
Oh, dude, that's a really good one. I like all the Guardians movies, but
I love one, and people hate on two. I like two.
two is probably the worst, but it's not bad. Like it's
Like
still
you're
good.
right. Like it's easily, I could see it easily being the weakest, and even one of the weaker MCU movies. Just
Mm,
it's not a bad movie. I would give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. While the first one's
yeah.
like damn near a 5.
I think the first and the third are 5 out of 5.
Like
Third
they're
one
really
really.
good.
I'm not a crier. I'm not a big crier, but that one, me and my dad were looking at each other, and I was like, "Who's cutting onions in here, bro? It's tough." So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I like
Uh,
superhero shit. So
who's your favorite?
probably Spider-Man, Spider-Man, or I mean, if we go DC, Batman as well. Batman's always been one for me, but
I'm the same way. I like Spider-Man and Batman. I'm not even really big into like MCU shit. Like
mm,
I like I think everyone pretty much likes the main MCU, like phase one through whatever Endgame was, three,
mm,
four.
I think three.
Excuse me. Yeah, but when you get into like the Fox universe, I've only seen the Blade movies, which admittedly I absolutely love.
Mm.
And I've seen X-Men Origins. I haven't seen any of the other X-Men movies, which I hear is a sin that I haven't seen those.
I know I've seen the first three. I really like First Class. That was another movie I used to watch a lot when I was younger.
I have seen First Class. That's the one with which one has the tornado in front of the building?
Oh fuck. What? You lost me? I don't
There's
know.
like they're like fighting a storm or some shit in front of the building. I'm wanting to say it's First Class before they go inside.
Well, First Class is the one where it's like a prequel and James McAvoy
Yeah.
plays
Okay.
Professor X.
I think it is. I don't know. Anyway, we could go and fucking hole with that.
Yeah.
Um,
They're worth watching. I haven't seen I know I haven't seen Dark Phoenix or Apocalypse, and I don't really remember Days of Future Past, but the first three definitely are worth the watch. And Logan is also really good.
See, and that's what's giving me the interest in like wanting to go and watch them is because I want to watch Logan, even though obviously I know what happens. It was just
Mm-hmm.
I want to. I don't know. Seeing Deadpool and Wolverine really made me want to go and watch them. But the only thing I did instead of going back and watching them, the only thing I did was go back and watch Blade One through Trinity. I just rewatched, and funny enough, my dad actually had a 4 film Blade collection. There's a fourth Blade movie, and no one talks about
Mhm.
it. And I think
It's the
everyone knows about it, but no one's even though it's terrible, no one mentions it.
mhm. That's because it's terrible and nobody, Wesley, nobody can hold a torch to him. So I was hopeful for the new MCU Blade that they were gonna do, but it doesn't. It doesn't look like
It's
that's
only
going
ever gonna
anywhere.
be one Blade.
Yeah, that's yeah, oh, yeah. I guess they signed it with that. They signed the death certificate with that line, but
As I should. Not that I was
yeah.
against Mahershala Ali, but after 2 years, it's been how many years now? 6. I
Mm-hmm.
think going on 6 since they announced the Blade movie with Mahershala. 2 years after they announced it, I was like, "It's dead. It's never gonna happen. Come
Yeah.
on." They've Man, that pissed me off. But at least we got Blade in 2024 with Deadpool, so that's something.
Shit, let
Um,
Wesley do another movie. He can still do it.
exactly. He
Let
proved
him
it. He
do
he auditioned for it. Like that's like Ryan Reynolds posted on his Twitter after Deadpool and Wolverine. It was a picture of him and Wesley, and he was like, "If you want a Logan style send off for this man, comment or retweet or something." And it,
it.
it went fucking ballistic online. So I don't know why it should happen. Um,
The world may never know.
yeah, it's sad. Do you have like any crazy theater memories at all with any movie besides MCU?
Crazy, yeah. Because I was gonna say, I mean, Infinity War. Everyone who went and saw that in theater is that's a crazy experience. Just being in that room with the snap and Endgame and Infinity War, but not MCU. Uh, The first movie I can remember going to see was Revenge of the Sith in theaters. I was like, I don't know, 7 or something. But that looking back, that's a cool experience being able to see that because my dad's also a big Star Wars guy too. So knowing that I have that memory with him, it sounds like my dad's passed. My dad is well and alive.
I
So
was thinking that, but I was like, no, I'm
yeah,
sure he's okay. But I was
no,
gonna ask.
no, I just love my dad. So like,
Yeah, yeah, I do too.
yeah. So
I love
I
my dad,
cherish
not your.
the. Yeah, no, no, no. It's okay. We should all love each other's dads. Pause, but uh,
Oh shit.
yeah, it sounded like I was like reading his obituary or something. So I just wanted to make sure I clarified that. I
Yeah.
was just talking to him before we got started. So,
I'm gonna have to put the
uh,
fucking warning up before the pod
yeah,
episode saying warning, all dads are okay.
yeah.
And then,
No dads were harmed in the making of this podcast.
right.
But yeah,
Oh.
crazy movie theater experiences.
Or even like if you have one that was so bad that it's almost like you couldn't write this shit type bad. I mean, just something interesting to share.
Yeah, well, most recently, one that comes to mind, I went and saw Night Patrol. I don't know if you know what that
Oh
is.
God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was super excited actually. I'm a big Justin Long guy, and the
Especially in
trailer,
horror.
yeah, yeah. And the trailer reminded me of this other movie I really love called End of Watch.
Oh yes, it does, don't it?
Yeah. You said what?
I said, yeah, like the trailer does make it look like
Yeah.
that, don't it?
Yeah, it was like and I thought it was gonna be very focused on Justin Long's character based off the trailer. So I was like, all right, cool. Cops, vampires, mix it together. Justin Long, I'm ready to go. Let's do it. And then not only was the movie just severely disappointing because that was not the case, and Justin Long actually was not important, and anyone could have really played his character. There were some people in the theater that were like having a conversation with the characters in the movie. When they would say something, they were like speaking back to them as if they were talking to them, and it was nonstop. So as the movie progressed and it just kept getting worse and worse, I was already getting pissed off, but then the people wouldn't be quiet. So
No.
by the end of the movie, I was just fuming. I was like, I'm so ready. As soon as the credits rolled, I was up and out of my chair before anybody else. Like, yeah, that and then like the most disappointing theater experience I've had in recent time was Jeepers Creepers Reborn. So, yeah.
You went and you paid for that?
Yeah, I paid for 3 tickets and I felt robbed by the end of it.
I bet.
Yeah, as far as like my videos on my channel go, that review I did is the most viewed video I have, and I just shit all over that movie because it shit all over me first. So I
Exactly.
had to return the favor. 2 girls, 1
Yeah,
cup
just
style. And
blowing butt on each other.
oh man, I should have known it was gonna be bad when the movie opened up with the director basically giving like a fair warning all
What?
the issues that they had. Yeah, it opens up with the director, not the piece of shit one, the guy who did Reborn. I forgot what his name was,
Oh
but
no, he's a piece of shit too, just for different reasons. So it's not
oh,
Victor, but it's not the what is his
nah,
name?
Victor
Victor.
Salva.
Yeah.
Wasn't him. It was the other guy, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know what he did. Besides like ruin the franchise even more, but it opens up with like him basically giving like a
Disclaimer.
disclaimer for, hey, COVID, we were facing a lot of things and we still got the movie done. And then it starts and you can just tell based off the first like 5 minutes, it's like, oh, we're fucked. And it just
Yeah,
gets much
but and
worse.
it starts with like she's pregnant and yeah.
Yeah, it just because Jeepers Creepers is tied for my favorite movie of all time with Halloween. So
Really? Okay.
yeah.
So why is that? I mean, that's not a judgment either, because I love Jeepers
Hmm.
Creepers. I think it's a fantastic movie. Fuck, I don't give a shit. I mean, I do. I care about what.
I can fill this part in for you. We give a fuck for what happened and fuck that guy, but that doesn't stop us from still loving the movie because he's not the only one
Yes.
who worked on it. So And I
And
feel
also, I
that's
found out way after the fact, so
correct. I learned like 5 years ago.
I think
So,
that's when I learned. I think honestly, I think I learned by Cody Leach. I think he said,
mm,
"Yes, I know what happened with the victors." I'm like, well,
yeah,
"What happened?"
yeah. That I
Looked
think
in
that's exactly how I learned.
I
So,
looked in the comments and I was like, "Oh."
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so the reason why Jeepers Creepers is so high up there for me is because the scenes where they're driving down the highway, like the fields and all of that, I grew my grandma's house that I mentioned earlier, that's where she lived. So, like, we had to traverse the same roads. It's called, like, Tiger's Trail or something, that's, like, the nickname for it, but we traversed the same roads to get to school. The church was filmed like in a city called Ocala, Florida. And my grandma had a painting of it. So like there's just a lot of things in
Personal
my real life,
ties.
yeah, that I have personal ties
Wow.
to. And so, watching that movie and being like 8 years old and knowing that you live in the same place that it was filmed, and you being that young, you don't really have like a sense of separation when it comes to film and reality. Yeah, like you kind of know it's not real, but like it feels real. So many, many memories of late nights driving down those roads and me looking out the window like, oh, please don't let me see this motherfucker flying around.
Literally. Fucking how
Swear.
many years has it been?
Right.
Uh,
Right. So
oh my god, dude.
yeah.
That's insane.
Hmm.
Wow. Okay.
So it was just as heartbreaking, or even more heartbreaking, when finding out, what the director did and stuff, and
Yeah.
loving those movies so much as a kid, and it's like,
Mhm.
damn. Still love it though. Just
Damn.
rewatched the first two last week. They still hit. They still hit.
Mm. Yeah, I haven't seen part 2 in a while, but when growing up, part 2 was my favorite, and then
Mhm.
I think the last time I watched them might have been when I was, like, 15, so I'm 22 now, I probably watched them when I was 15, so that's what, fuck, 2018 or so maybe when I last watched them,
Mhm.
and I think part 1 ended up being my favorite,
Yeah, it is
but I
definitely
still
super
like
creepy.
part 2.
Yeah, like a lot of people shit on part two. I think part two is a little sillier, but
I put
it's
them neck
fun.
and neck for the most
Yeah,
part, like, with at least the entertainment value.
I think the first one edges out just a little bit because for someone who doesn't know what the movie's about and you watch it for the first time, you like they slowly introduce like the onion peels back slowly, and at the beginning it's like, oh, this dude's like a piece of shit, and then you realize it's not a dude at all. It's a thing, and it's a creature, and the way that the story evolves, and then eventually you get to like see him really in his like most vulnerable, disgusting form right by the end of it. um I think that's fun, and I get a lot of enjoyment with Justin Long, and
Yes.
just the classic scenes of the creeper really, chasing him down the road and stuff. That's just iconic in my mind. But
Have you ever seen, Joyride with S Paul Walker and, Stephen
I love,
Cotton or whatever his name is?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
amazing.
love that.
I remember watching it. I think that even came out before Jeepers Creepers, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I'll look it up real quick, but I think Jeepers Creepers was 2001. I think Joyride might have been like '04 or '08 maybe, but I'm gonna look it up real
Yeah,
quick.
maybe, but anyway, I watched Joyride for the very first time, never even heard of it, dude, and I watched it for the very first time probably 2 years ago with my girlfriend.
Mhm,
We was at her college, and I was just visiting her, and then we went to her dorm really fucking bored, and then I was like, "Hey, been seeing clips of this. Let's just turn it on, go to sleep or something."
mhm,
Turn it on. She was annoyed. I was glued. But the only thing I kept thinking of was it has like that Jeepers Creepers vibe where they're driving the trucks behind them, and I'm like, that shot looks a little familiar.
mm.
Uh,
So it actually came out the same year,
wow.
interestingly enough. Yeah.
Well, there's in the opening few minutes of both movies, there's the very similar vibe. I would say Jeepers
Mhm.
Creepers is way better. Joyride's
Mhm.
still a great movie that I loved. But yeah, anyway, sorry,
You
I
haven't
didn't
seen
mean
the
to.
sequels?
No.
I haven't seen the second one, but I own the third one and just recently watched it. Uh, it's a straight to streaming movie,
Mhm.
and it shows. Not nearly as good as the first one, but there's some value to it if you've got like some downtime one day and you're just like, oh fuck it, let me run through these. I think there's only 3 of them, so
Which one is it where like I want to say I seen a clip and like maybe the girl or somebody ends up strapped to the front of it?
uh, I know in the third one there is a scene where like a guy and a girl are strapped to the front of the truck and they get put into this like almost Saw-esque
Yes.
trap.
Yes. Okay, yeah, that's the clip I was seeing on TikToks when
Yeah.
I looked up Joyride and seen it was Paul Walker and the other guy. I forget his name,
Mhm.
but yeah, I was like, wait a minute. So this is the first one. So which one was that? And I just never went back to it after I seen
Mhm.
that first one. I was like, this one's too good. The others are probably too bad.
I'm still gonna watch the second one. Just again, I'm a completionist, so eventually I'll put it on. But I only own 1 and 3, and I was like, ah, fuck it, I got some time. Let me just throw it on. I'm cleaning the room. Uh, not a lot of merit to that movie, but
That's when I've actually that's kinda whenever I tend to watch movies is if I'm at work and there's not a lot of whole there, there's not a whole lot going on. I'm just in a boat and I'm just rigging some shit up, ain't got a whole lot going on, just need some noise. I just watched Marty Supreme for the first time. That's how I watched it on a Friday. Didn't have a lot going on, just rigging a boat up,
Mhm.
and that was a damn good movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
He's a dickhead, but he is so charming at the same time. It's like his charisma. It's one of the most captivating movies I've seen in years. Like
Mhm.
captivating to where it's so hard to take your eyes off of what's happening.
Mhm.
It's not one to watch while cleaning the room. Not because you'll miss anything, but
Yeah.
because you'll get stuck. You'll be like holding a shirt, just like
I do that anyways. Like I was doing that with Joyride 3, so like, yeah, I'm so easily distracted by things, but
2.5 hours to make the damn bed.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
I,
that's
I'm
exactly how it happens.
I'm really bad at watching anything that's not horror, like
Yeah.
really bad. I think the if my girlfriend picks the movie, it's usually not horror because we watched so much of it already. So those are the opportunities I get. But the last like artsy film I watched, my is a Timothy Chalamet movie. Call Me by Your Name. I think my
Mm-mm.
girlfriend had me watch it.
I don't
Uh,
think I've heard of that one.
uh,
Uh,
he fucks a peach at some point in the movie. Yeah, it's oh actually no, Saltburn might have been the last artsy movie I watched. He fucks the ground.
yeah.
Everyone's fucking weird stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Uh,
Oh shit,
it was
everyone's fucking something. Fucking American
every
Pie.
yeah. Yes. Yeah, yeah. But I like movies like that. Like I do enjoy movies other than horror. I just am so enveloped in this world because of YouTube and it is my favorite genre that I usually lean more towards horror
What
movies
is
in
your
general.
favorite style of horror? Like your favorite subgenre of horror, if you had to pick one?
I mean, it's easily slasher. I'm a
Okay,
very I'm very basic. Like, give me
I
a good
assumed.
killer. Yeah. Oh, then I'm basic?
No, no,
I'm kidding.
no.
Uh,
That like because you said Halloween and Jeepers Creepers were like your favorite, so I was like,
yeah.
fuck.
Nah, dude, you're good. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, I'm very traditional in that sense. I just give me a good looking killer with some
Yeah.
decent kills, and like I'm pretty satisfied. But if I because that's a little on the nose. If I had to pick a different subgenre, uh, hmm, I don't ever think I've thought about this actually. That's how deep into slashers I am. Uh,
Saltburn, ground fucking horror. That's what I like.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy word.
Hey, drink
Uh,
this. That
uh,
that was stupid.
it's only stupid if you bring the attention to it. You just gotta let it. You just gotta roll with it and have confidence. It'll be all right. Uh,
Well,
I can
I'm
tell you all
leaving
the
it in.
subgenres. Yeah, that's what I told her. But
Yeah, me too.
anyway. uh, that's great.
All right.
Um, I can tell you subgenres I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah. All right.
uh, found footage is usually one that I'm like, I can leave that.
Agreed.
Um, slow moving zombies, not big on those either.
Yeah, like the original Dawn of the Dead or whatever, or Night of the Living Dead.
I actually really love Night of the Living Dead, but Dawn of the Dead, the original one, yeah, that movie to me is very boring. But
Wait, which one was what is it? Guillermo del Toro? Or am I thinking of someone else?
mm, mm,
The black and white one. Which one's the black and white one?
oh, that one's Night of the Living Dead, the original.
Okay, that one I like.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Okay, so yeah. All right. Anyways, slow zombies.
Yeah, slow zombies, and then like I'm really not big on possession films, like The Conjuring. Not really. Yeah, not really. But
I get it.
I'm open to having my mind changed. It's been some years since I've tried my hand out at that franchise, so
So
um,
like James Wan,
mm,
Malignant, and Saw, you like?
I do. Yeah, I like Dead Silence. I like Malignant. I like Saw. Um,
You need
did
blood in
you do
your shit,
Aquaman
don't you?
too? You said what?
I see you need blood in your shit, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I need
Blood or jizz, one of them's got to be there.
both, preferably. You know.
Oh no, I
Uh,
haven't seen Aquaman or Aquaman 2. Are those any good? Damn.
good. Sorry. Both the Aquaman movies are actually really good. I could have swore he did the second one though.
Did he?
I could be wrong. I think he was. I think he did do the second one, or maybe he was supposed to do a. I think he was supposed to do a horror movie set in the Aquaman universe called The Trenches, but I don't think that ever happened. But let me see. Let me see.
I'm a shitty host. I'm supposed to be doing all the research, and then it's like you're like, I'll look it up. I'm like, all right, cool. Just
No,
hang
you're not
back.
a shitty host. I'm used to on the stuff I do. I'm always like, let me pull up my letterbox real quick. Let me just see.
Right, right.
I think he did. He did do both. Um, yeah, I think he ended up doing both Aquaman movies. Those are pretty
Oh,
good.
cool.
But yeah, I definitely need some. It doesn't need to be a ton of gore. A little bit of gore, excitement. I like the first Conjuring. Everything after that, I have admittedly haven't seen all of them, so I'm not going to say all of them aren't good, but the ones I have seen, they just don't really keep my interest for very long. So,
Yeah, the Conjuring 1 and 2, I hold together as great. Like, I think they're both
mm,
some of the best horror movies ever made as far as the style, the stories.
mhm,
Part 2 is a little bit too long. Even admittedly, I even have the issue with part 1. I think honestly a lot of James Wan movies not they don't feel too long, but it's like you can tell when they're running out of like when he's running out of ideas because I love story and I need a lot of
I was just thinking about the blood and jizz again, and it just like started making me laugh. I apologize. I can't.
no,
Uh,
that's funny. Yeah. So he starts running out of that, and then there's like nothing else left. No, like in Dead Silence, you can tell when he ran out,
mhm,
and it's like 15 minutes before the end.
mhm,
And then in Conjuring 1, you can tell where he ran out of ideas, and then he threw in some filler, which
yeah,
admittedly the filler worked, and that is more of the a couple of sequences after the hide and clap shit in Conjuring 1 and
Mhm.
Conjuring 2. I feel like he didn't run out of ideas in that one. I just feel like it's all kind of spaced out. I think the police procedural shit that he kind of threw in there
Mhm.
wasn't as interesting as intended, but it's not bad. Like, by the way, these are nitpicks. And
Yeah.
so I think if you were to shorten almost every Saw, if you were to shorten every single movie of his about
Mhm.
10 minutes, 15 minutes, Insidious Chapter 2, 1, they'd be almost perfect.
Yeah. I do like the first Insidious. I think I told you before, I don't think I've seen
Yeah.
anything after that one, but, uh
Considering you're a completionist and everything, the fact that you haven't dove into those more not isn't really surprising. It's just it does say a lot about your taste that you're so
Mhm.
hard on being on completing shit, even if it's not great. But
Mhm.
if it's just not your thing, it's never going to be your thing. It's as simple as that.
Well, on that, and I'll say this, like, I've always loved horror movies. I really
Mhm.
started to get into them heavily in, like, 2022 when I started trying to focus on a YouTube channel. Like, it just seemed interesting to talk about horror movies, and so I started to get more and more into them. Um, so there's a ton of movies I could tell you I haven't seen that you're probably gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, I just watched Jurassic Park for the first time 2 weeks ago. So,
Dude,
uh,
if I told you what I haven't seen, you'd tell me to
okay.
delete my shit. So
So me and you probably are on the same page then, but, uh, I recently have started going through franchises and, like, really just watching them all just to say I gave them all a chance. I just watched all the Hellraiser movies.
oh, I'm sorry.
I actually like some of them more than I thought I would. Um, Surprisingly, the ones without Doug Bradley are actually the ones I liked more than a lot of the middle ones with him in it, just for the sake of them doing something a little different.
You know what? Since me and you are kind of on the same page here, we should talk about movies we haven't seen.
Let's do it.
Like, the only Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie I've ever seen in full length is the one that came out on Netflix
I actually just watched the entire franchise last month, so
for
it
the
wasn't
first
my
time.
first it wasn't my first time watching all of them for the first time. Um, I had seen 1, 2, the remake, the beginning, Leatherface, 3D, and 2022. So the only ones I hadn't seen are 3 and 4.
I did see most of the one with Trey Songz. That's 3D, ain't it?
3D, yeah.
Yeah.
I admittedly like that one.
I did too growing up. I think or not growing up, but like when I was younger, I was probably 12 or something. But yeah, that
Mhm.
one was all right.
I
I
still I watched it the same day I watched Joyride 3, and
hey,
it was a palate cleanser. So
yeah, yeah. All right. So what are some more of the most popular or whatever horror movies? We'll stick on horror for more of you that you haven't seen.
so I haven't seen Psycho. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I haven't seen Jaws. Uh,
Okay. Okay. Hold on.
this is what I'm saying. I'm about to get fried. I tell everybody I'm a horror YouTuber cosplayer
No,
because I
that's so funny. I literally, I still haven't seen the full movie of Jaws. I
oh, okay.
still,
Well,
I, no, but I was laughing because I was just thinking about that because I've seen the clips and I've seen a lot of it. Maybe
mhm,
even when I was younger, I'm sure I've seen the whole movie.
mhm,
There's so many parts of the movie that I do know that I feel
mhm.
like I've seen it, but I know for a fact I've never sat down and watched it from start to end.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. I try to be very fair because if I could say I've seen Predator, but I haven't watched Predator since I was 6. So I remember muscular soldiers getting torn apart in the woods. I don't know anything else other than that. I can't tell you the name of a character, so I'm not gonna say I've
Mm.
seen it, although I know I have seen it before, because my adult brain hasn't consumed it, therefore I haven't seen it. So,
Mm,
the same for
I just
Jaws.
I just watched that Predator for the very first time, like of my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of these movies, I'm sure my dad loves them. I know he tells me all the time, like, dude, stop lying. You've seen these before. No, I have not. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I have, dude. I was 3. That doesn't count.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like I just watched Predator for the first time last year. Aliens, Alien 3. Stopped after Alien 3, after the intro of Alien 3. I mean, uh,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
I literally just watched Alien for the first time last year, and I haven't seen anything past that except, well, I did watch Covenant and Prometheus when those came out, and I saw one of the Alien versus Predator movies. But even still, that would be one where I would say I haven't seen it because I only remember pieces. So
and
I don't.
one of them's hard to remember because you don't really see shit throughout it.
Yeah, it's the second one, Requiem. It's like
Oh, okay.
darkness.
I remember actually that's funny because I think that's the only one I've seen, and I remember a little bit of that one, but I can make a joke about the TV being turned off anyway. Um, yeah, it's like there was like cheesy ones like that that my dad used to throw on. Like I think I told who the hell did I just tell this? I think hell it might have been Cody that I was telling that I watched Jason Goes to Hell, Pumpkinhead 2, and then Judgment Night with Dennis Leary.
Mhm.
That was a crazy triple feature, but I remember hardly nothing about any of those movies. I remember like one scene out of each one.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything past Pumpkinhead, the first one, and, I have never seen Jason Goes to Hell. I'm actually gonna watch it for the first time live in
Oh, yeah.
November. Yeah, and Ken's gonna be joining me for that, so that'll be my first time. Um, I've seen majority of the Friday the 13th movies except for that one and Jason Takes Manhattan. I didn't watch that one either, so
People, all right, so I haven't even seen Jason Takes Manhattan in years, but that was one that I would say honestly, if I had to say which horror franchise my dad watched the most, it probably was Friday the 13th. And it's
Mhm.
so funny because he hates a lot of them now. But like there is something very comforting for me, like Friday 6, 7, Jason Takes Manhattan, all those, yeah, like the later ones I've
Mhm.
watched all the time growing up, but I don't think I've seen the first 4 and or first 5 really until I turned like 14 and then I watched them all.
I remember Netflix had all of them at a point in time when I was, like, middle school, and that was the first time I watched them all, but, again, it's one of those things where, like, I recently watched them again last year, and up to that point, I know I'd seen them all, but I remembered little to nothing about them. I always
Also,
liked Jason X, that was my shit.
yeah, see, I remember Jason X like the Jason X is more of a unserious version as like the way it's written, the way Jason acts, he is quite literally almost a xenomorph, but in a comedic way. And
Mhm.
there's just something really cheesy as hell and fun about that movie. That I get the hate because if I was a hardcore Jason fan, I'm sure I'd hate it, but I'm not, so it's fucking fun.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it too is, like, I know Jason Goes to Hell happens, and it sets up Freddy versus Jason, but then it takes
Mhm.
them up teen years to get that movie made. So the way I see it is it's like, here's another Jason movie. We're just gonna have fun. It doesn't affect the storyline because it's X amount of years into the future. We're just gonna go batshit crazy, enjoy it, and then we'll get Freddy versus Jason at some point. And then we did. So it's like it's different. It's
Also,
probably
the
the best space slasher in my opinion.
yeah, yeah, because Leprechaun in space was rough. But also that Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X were made because of rights issues.
Mhm.
So that's another point. Um, I'm trying to think of what other movies I haven't seen that are crazy.
Mm.
Children of the Corn. I don't know if I've seen all those. I know I've seen 3 of them, but I get all 3 of them. But I get all 3 of the ones I have seen mixed up because they're like the same.
There's like 18 of them, so I don't blame you. Those are
Oh,
crazy. There's well, actually, might not be that many, but I know Amityville Horror has like 18 of them.
yeah, ain't there one with Bella Thorne?
Yeah, that's like one of the more recent ones, I think. But
I know there were. You know what's crazy? I think there's one with Chandler Riggs.
that is also crazy. He went to school like one county over from where I live.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Oh, dude, I see that Jason mask behind you. That looks damn good.
Oh, the light.
No, down there, the replica. It's
Oh,
in the casing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It actually looks like shit if I were to bring it closer. It is not a good mask, but off in the distance, it does look pretty solid.
yeah. That's like I got one. Hell, I don't even know if you could. It's like right. Damn, this mirror shit. It's like right
It's
there.
terrible.
And
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
I actually made that one, and it looks like shit. You can't even tell.
Well, yeah, you're like seated right in front of it, so nobody would see it unless you pointed it out. But I,
See,
yeah, I was Jason for Halloween last year. My girlfriend was Freddy. We did Freddy versus Jason. So yeah,
lucky.
it was pretty sick. Hey, ask your girlfriend to do it. She might. It was fun.
Dude, it's so funny. I was telling her we went to Barnes Noble. I live in Arkansas, and I
Mhm.
live southeast, so I'd have like a 2 hour drive to go to do anything fun.
Mhm.
Um, and we went 2 hours up to North Little Rock, and we was walking around Barnes and Noble, and she likes her books and stuff, and I like my movies. Well, Barnes and Noble actually has a badass Steelbook and like Criterion collection.
Criterion. Yeah.
Like it's so
Does
awesome.
yours have an actual aisle, or do you have to like look at them behind the counter?
No, like it's a separate side of the store.
Yeah, you're lucky because the Barnes and Noble that I have over here, it's all like on this one metal shelf behind the counter.
Yeah.
You gotta like stand there and squint like this.
Yeah, and what sucks is like they have like it's different titles behind different titles. It's not like one singular title. And
Yeah.
so dude, it's like, damn, you can't even see shit.
Yeah, I
You don't
literally
know.
like and then people are asking me if I need help. I'm like, I don't I'm an introvert. I don't want to be bothered, okay? I just want to look at
Exactly.
what you got.
You want to help me? Get me across this damn counter.
Right. That shit closer. It's got wheels.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, we was over there, and then we was walking around the store, and I'm such a talker, dude. I was talking her ear off, and I was actually talking about Evil Dead, the 2013 one that I
Mhm.
absolutely love. And then
Yeah.
I found this badass steelbook, but of course, it being Barnes& and Noble, and again, I'm broke, it was like 44 freaking dollars, and I was like, "Nah, I got it on Voodoo." Uh,
Red one.
no, it was actually a picture of, Mia, the, dead-eye version of Mia coming out of the basement,
Wow.
and it was like almost like it was like a vectored comic book style version of her. It
Mhm.
was so freaking trippy and weird, and I wanted it so bad.
I don't
I
think I've
almost took a
ever seen that. That sounds dope.
it was really cool, and then I was telling her about it and showing her, she wasn't hardly listening, and then she found a cheaper version for, like, 30 bucks, but it was still a 4K collector edition,
Mhm.
over there, so I picked that up instead. I need to show her that. If she can handle that, the doors are open. I can show her anything.
I actually I showed my girlfriend that movie last year. We watched it with my nephew, and she'd already seen Terrifier. I brought her to see Terrifier 2
Oh,
when
wow.
they replayed it, and then we went and saw T3. So um I mean, she still was like wincing and looking away when some of the bad parts came out, but
I mean, I wouldn't be a dick and be like, "Look at it. Look at it."
nah, I mean, I just was like she was kind of like peering through her fingers or whatever. But we've actually done a couple reaction videos on my channel of us like me showing her movies for the first time.
Plug
Um,
that shit, dude.
I mean, we did. Now that you bring it up, uh, channel kill the credits. Um, we did one for the Black Phone because Black Phone 2 was coming out soon, so we did that. I
Mm.
showed her that one. In hindsight, not like the best movie to get a reaction out of a person, but then we did Bring Her Back, and neither of us had seen that one, and that one got some good reactions from both of us, really. But
Did you, like, bring her back?
I did actually. It was top 3 of 2025 for me. So
Really? Okay. Also, don't take offense to this. I don't really watch anyone's videos unless there's something that I'm just dying to hear about because I'm running the podcast now since I started the podcast. If I want somebody as a guest, I try to just I don't want to be the person that like if I know the answer, I'm gonna ask you for the audience. Because if I know, more than likely the audience knows. And
Yeah.
so to try to keep that conversation genuine. But to find out who a person is, I will go through like their older stuff or something. And so I was going through your stuff, and like I even texted you after I watched it, your Black Volunteer review, dude. I love that. I thought that was really well done. I really like your channel. I've seen I have gone back and watched a lot of your older stuff. There was one I don't remember if you had a video on it or not, and I was curious, but I think I got carried away at work and just forgot to look it up. Have you seen The Long Walk?
Yeah, I did a review for The Long Walk.
Okay, I thought you did, but I couldn't remember, and I know I didn't watch it. What'd you think about that one?
I really liked that movie. It was hard. I had a very particularly difficult time watching that movie. Um, just given certain circumstances of things that happened that were going on in the world at the time, and things
Yeah,
yeah, things I saw not by choice, that just like had an impact on me. So then watching that movie and just how visceral it was shot and
too
seeing
close to
people get shot
home
away. Yeah, I really liked it. It was a little. I think I saw it
that day.
the day after, so it just was it was a rough thing. Like uh yeah, I don't know, one of those things that just gets in your brain and fucks with you. So
Yeah, I couldn't go watch it in theater. I actually waited for it to come out, and I was hoping that enough time had passed. And it was so weird because it was one of those movies that came out on Blu-ray a lot quicker than others do. And
mm-hmm,
so I like waited around. I took one. I remember because all I have is a Walmart around here. So I
mm-hmm,
remember taking one and actually hiding it in a certain spot of the store that I know because my girlfriend worked there or works there
mm-hmm.
actually, but she doesn't work like on the production. She's actually in the pharmacy. And so at the time she was like on the production side. And so I knew a couple areas that I know they didn't clear and stuff. So like I actually took one and hit it. Well, someone actually fucking found it because they actually cleaned that part out for once. But luckily, it was still there were some still left. But yeah, I had to wait like 3 months
Mm-hmm.
because I could not.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much of an effect it was gonna have on me, but like I'm not one to really turn away. Like I love the Terrifier movies. I'm all for like, oh fuck, like what's Art gonna do? He's doing crazy stuff. They're showing it all. But just yeah, given the circumstances and the time period, it did have I don't want to say traumatizing. That's like super over the top to
Overused.
say like that, but it did have like I felt disturbed. It was a disturbed effect. So
And
that
I
movie
mean,
weighs heavy.
it's an intentional feeling that the movie's supposed to give you, but it
Mhm.
wasn't really. It's hard to. I get it, and we're not going to talk about what we're referring to because immediately I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah, yeah.
it was such a rough time when that movie came out, and so unfortunate for that movie because I feel like that movie got held a shitty hand in that deal because of how crazy this world is, and it made the movie feel a lot closer than it needs to be. And not only that, it's like we love seeing the gore in movies, and I was explaining this to my girlfriend. She's like, "Dude, you're crazy. Why do you like seeing that shit?" And I'm like, "It's not really." If the story's good and the character deserves it, yeah, then you like seeing it for the character wise. But
Yeah.
really, at least for me, when I see a bunch of gore, I'm looking at the effects. I'm thinking about how it was made. I'm
Mhm.
thinking about how beautiful it is in an
Mhm.
art way, not like, ooh, I like seeing that dude's head get cut off.
Yeah, so and it's not only that, it's also like I wanna be shocked, like, fuck me up, like, shock me, scare me, so,
Like,
uh
how that effect makes me feel, I want the effect to work. I'm like, it's like watching someone run, and
mhm,
you really like that person, you wanna see them win. Same thing, you go into a Terrifier movie, there's not CGI, it's all practical, so you like, "Hopefully, this makes me feel how I'm supposed to feel." You go
mhm,
see a new fucking you go see Malignant and you see some CGI blood, but that works. This probably makes only sense to me. I'm fucking crazy, but yeah, that's how I look at it. It's like I'm looking for the effect on me, and I'm looking at the effects on the screen. Not
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit about like I'm not a sick person because of that. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I literally had this conversation with my girlfriend. Well, not the exact conversation we're having now, but it was similar. She was talking about how like horror movies and how they might have an effect on a person to then go out and cause an act of violence or something. And um, I mean, I told her I was like, I don't know. I don't think that that's true. I don't think horror movies influence people to do those things. I think you have to have something in you to be influenced by that. But I don't think like you can just go watch Terrifier and then
Want to go kill someone.
right. You have to already have something in you that like you're susceptible to that influence and there's something already broken. So I go watch Terrifier and like it's not gonna make me wanna go kill somebody, and I'm not like, "Oh, yeah," like, "Oh, I wanna see someone get murdered." It's like, no, some of it's the plot, some of it is, like, Art the Clown's a cool killer, but also some of it is like, yeah, I wanna be grossed out. Like, I wanna be freaked out, I wanna be scared. That's the reason why we're going to see a horror movie. It's supposed to make you have these sort of emotions, but then I can see some real life situation happen, and I'm like, I don't wanna see that. Don't show me gore videos, like real life gore videos. Get away from me. You're weird. I don't want that. I want
Because
the fake stuff.
if I see a person dying in a movie, I'm not thinking about, oh, like, how does that person's mom feel?
Yeah, it's also a movie. I know it's fake. Like, I
Exactly.
know it's
Like,
not real.
separating art from reality. Like,
Yeah.
and and as dark and as crazy as it is, there's public record and circumstances that honestly movies have saved lives more than they've caused harmful actions,
Mm,
such as I forget the guy's name, and you might consider him a sicko. But in a certain way, there's something really interesting that he became a horror movie fan because he had psycho ideas, and
mhm,
his therapist was crazy as hell and told him, I could be getting it wrong, but I think his therapist was like, "Have you ever considered playing games or movies?" And the guy said, "No, because I'm scared they'll make me want to do it." Like, I already have these urges of wanting to or being curious about it, and then
mhm,
hitting like he wasn't threatening anybody, so his therapist didn't feel forced to report him. He never broke that line, but his
mm,
therapist was like kind of treating it like anger, how video games can help you control your anger. So if you want to lash out on the game.
mhm.
And these horror movies and these slasher movies help the guy kind of get rid of those feelings, and some of them even turned him away. He's like, I don't want to deal with that.
Like,
But
just live vicariously through the movie in a way.
yes, and
Mm.
it's sick, sure, but it's probably saved some lives.
Yeah, I would say so. That's, I've never heard of that before, but that is definitely thought provoking. So,
It's not, and again, it's sick. I've never dealt with something like that. I hope I don't come across some wacko like that. Like there was a movie called The Drama. Have you seen it? Probably not.
no, I haven't seen it, but you're talking about the Zendaya and Robert Pattinson movie? Yeah.
Do you know what it's about?
I have no idea.
Do you okay, well shit.
I don't care to be spoiled, but I'm sure you probably don't wanna spoil it on maybe on
Okay,
the podcast.
spoil for everyone listening, if you haven't seen The Drama, spoilers for The Drama. Um Go and I would recommend it. It's a pretty damn good movie, but, so basically it's a commentary on certain things like Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are getting married, and, her bridesmaid and his best man are a couple, and they're sitting
Mhm,
across from them at this, like, private table at basically the wedding venue that they're gonna have the wedding at,
mhm,
and, they're all kinda drunk, getting tipsy, talking about the worst thing that they've ever done. And they say a bunch of weird things, and then Zendaya says, "I almost did a school shooting," and she
mm,
is serious as fuck. Like, she
mm,
literally was going to take the gun to school and kill all these kids for bullying her and shit.
mm,
And you go throughout the movie, and it's a moral question about can someone really change? Do you you know And then you kind of get to her perspective, and she's like, I didn't change out of guilt. You know, like when she was a kid, she went from being obsessed with guns to immediately turning away from them, threw
Mhm.
her dad's guns away, like, and he was like in the military or something. And then she like started to become very vocal about gun rights and stuff and being against them and join rallies and stuff at like you know, as like a 15-year-old. And in the movie, she's clearly changed. Like it really does seem like she's changed for the better, not changed out of guilt.
Mhm.
And it's a commentary on that, on can people really change? Can you forgive someone like that? And then her perspective is, if you can't forgive me, just think about this. You never knew that about me. You would have never known unless I told you.
Mhm.
Now, how many people do you think have come that close that you walk around every single day with?
Mhm.
There's people like that everywhere. It's just it's the difference between some, and everyone's thought about some crazy shit. I don't care who you are. Everyone has had crazy thoughts.
Mhm.
And it's just the fact on how far did you go? So I'm sure you've thought about choking someone out at work. I'm sure you,
Yeah.
not to get you in trouble, not literally, but it's like I've thought about, like crazy
We all
shit
have
like that.
intrusive thoughts where through
Intrusive.
through emotion, and then when your, cooler head prevails, you're like, "Obviously, I wouldn't do that," but the emotion of it, I'm so pissed off that, like, I just wanna.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just how far did you go to? Did you actually like walk up to him and say that, or did you hold it back and not say anything?
Mhm.
Or were you Zendaya and you loaded the gun, but you didn't shoot? How far did you go? Everyone's had that moment.
I'm now intrigued to watch the movie because I had no idea that that's what it was about. I thought it was like an artsy rom-com. Or not rom-com, but like a romantic drama kinda
And
thing.
that's the one thing that I don't like about the movie. And honestly, it's not, the best movie in the world. It's not great. It's not even a great movie. It's a very interesting movie that starts very good conversations that I think this world actually needs to have. But
Mhm.
because we are in America, that is a very sensitive topic.
It is.
But it's also a topic that needs to be discussed. Like I don't care who you
Mhm.
are, the topic needs to happen or come up. It's a conversation that needs to happen.
Mhm.
Everyone needs to be open-minded and see both sides. And I don't know where I would land. I think it starts a great conversation though. And there are comedic moments, especially on Zendaya's side,
Mhm.
very typecast for her. She's very much kind of that, the same character. Unfortunately, she just gets typecasted, just like Jenna Ortega. It's kind of the same-ish character.
Mhm.
But Robert Pattinson's got a very interesting role because this person that he's in love with, that he's finna marry, just told him this crazy shit, and what does he do with it?
Yeah. I'm not surprised that, he does a great job because there's a bunch of his movies, Remember Me,
Oh
and,
my god, I love Remember Me.
he also did one for Netflix with Tom Holland,
That where he plays, devil at all time or whatever,
I thought it was,
or devil all the time.
The Devil in a something, it was something along those lines, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I
yeah, he
think
plays a piece of shit, but, like, he does a phenomenal job, and then, of course, Bruce Wayne, I love his that Batman movie is great,
my
but.
favorite one, better than Dark Knight. Don't care what anyone says.
Ooh.
It's better. Don't it is. You're scared to say it.
No, I have no fear, but I don't know, I would have to watch them. I'd have to, like, watch them back to back and see how I feel about that, so I'm gonna refrain from commenting on that part for now.
Ooh, ooh. Another movie I've never seen, the Batman Begins.
Well, that's probably why you think The Batman is better than Dark Knight, because you have to watch the full trilogy to get the full scope of the.
Well, no, because The Dark Knight is Joker's movie. I get it, and I know the story of Begins. I've watched it. I think about. I've seen Begins. It's been years, but there's a lot of it that I do remember. But I've seen it. I've also listened to enough commentary videos and stuff too on it. I
Mhm.
might as well have seen it, but yeah,
Yeah. You ever played the game?
no.
It was on
Well,
PS.
no, I've played Arkham. I've played a lot of the Arkham games,
I'm
but
talking about, like, The Batman Begins.
Oh,
video
the
games.
PS2 game?
Yeah.
No. Damn, that's what's wrong with this world. Maybe you don't have games with them no more.
That is like a big fact. The PS2, I think, had the best games because they were making games about everything.
And
All the
even
had
yeah,
games.
a Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man, yeah, Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. Hard as hell. Actually, I think the first PS2 game I owned was either Kingdom Hearts or Spider-Man. One of those two. Hard as shit, but back
It
then.
was.
Now I could play it just fine, but then I used to
Dude, do
rip.
you ever think about those games that like growing up were so fucking hard to play that you didn't know what to do? And then have you ever gone back and like played something and been like, I
Mhm.
got stuck here?
Yeah, literally, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Is that the
Uh,
DS game or the Nintendo game?
no, that one I think was either Lights, Camera, Pants or the movie. But
Oh,
the Battle for Bikini Bottom is the one where he's fighting robots. If you've never played it, that is it. I'm not kidding. That's like top 5 games of all time for me. It
wow.
they did a remaster for it a couple of years ago, and I bought it and played it during COVID, and same experience. I was like, why did this ever take me this long to beat this game? I flew right through it, but it was still just as fun as I remembered. So,
That's so funny. So like my first Resident Evil experience was Resident Evil 4 the remake.
mhm.
And have you ever played it?
I not the remake. I played the original on PS2, and we owned some of the PS1 games. So like some of the first ones, I guess like the first two maybe on PS1.
Okay, so do you remember the village square in part 4? It's like literally the first thing you go through.
I played those when I was like 14, so
Oh,
uh,
okay, well,
yeah, it's been a
yeah.
long time.
In 4 in the original, and I believe I know it's in the remake, but I'm almost positive it's in the original too, because they're pretty close together. That
Mhm.
you gotta like go through this square, and all you gotta do is like basically like run around the fucking town for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Avoid these jokers. They're easy to fight, and then you just gotta wait for that damn bell to ring. And
Okay.
then they all kind of like vanish and like get paralyzed or whatever. And it took me, I played for like 2 hours a day, every day for like a week or two straight, and
Mhm.
could not get past that fucking square. And then finally, dude, I was like watching Cody Leach live playing a game, and I asked him in the chat, sent like a $5 super chat. I was like, bro, what do I do? And he was like, bro, just fucking wait, just hide or something, wait. I was like, okay, sure as shit. That's all I had to do.
That is hilarious. That reminds me one of those games that were like that I probably should go back and conquer. God of War 2.
Mm.
The puzzles I remember so fucking difficult, but like I'm sure going back to play them now, I probably would fare a lot better. But now the biggest triumph I've had when it comes to playing games I played as a kid and playing them as an adult, I ran through the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise 2 years ago from start to finish, and I beat all of them. And I exercised childhood demons during that process because there were some of them I could never beat as a kid. That I was like, "Oh, I'm beating you, and I'm beating all the final bosses." And I maxed out everything I could. So
This is for the 7-year-old me, motherfucker.
exactly, it was quite the experience. And now I just have to wait another 15 years for the fourth one to come out.
Dude, that is actually amazing. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
my girlfriend was watching me play the final boss of the third one, and I might have died like 300 plus times before I finally beat it. But you ever played it?
Yeah, I played bits and pieces of it. I think they had like a remaster or something, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was. I don't know. Did that come out on PS2 or PS3?
It was on PS2, and then there were some
They,
remasters for PS3. They did like Final Mix.
yeah. So yeah, I think I played it on the PS3 because my dad didn't. He might have had the PS2, but I remember my grandpa having the PS2. So like
Mhm.
a lot of the PS2 games I played was actually through my. It's crazy saying I played PS2 through my grandpa, but yeah. And then so like a lot of the games that I experienced were some of the God of War trilogy I played. And then like Dead Island, Saints Row that no one even talks about anymore.
Since you brought it up, And maybe this is something that I should bring up off camera, but I heard you talk about Dead Island um, in one of the last episodes you did. What do you think about us doing a co-op playthrough of all the Dead Island games on my channel at some point?
Wow.
No? Alright, that's cool.
No, no, dude. Oh my god, I would want to so bad. I just don't. I don't know if I have the time.
It could be something where, like, we do one and then we don't do another one for 2 months, and then we just get to it when we can. You don't and then you can think on it too. This is why I said I probably should've just, like, asked you off camera, but
No, dude. Fuck it. Let's leave it in. Unless you want it cut out.
no, no, no. This is your stuff. I'm cool with whatever, but I I
Dude,
I heard you mention it, and I love the Dead Island games, and I never played 2. So, like,
Riptide's part two. No.
no, it's Dead Island, Riptide. There's, like, another one in between that that's, like, weird, and then Dead Island 2.
They're
So,
short games, fairly. No.
it doesn't feel that way because I played them when I was younger, so to me, it, like, took some time. I think I beat Riptide a lot faster than I did the first one, and I never played through, 2, so that would be a first play for me, but
You know what? We'll talk about that later because I'm
maybe
I'm
I
interested. I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm interested. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, like that. I just had some memories come back real quick on me, and I was like, "Ooh, I would love to experience that again." Because I remember the evolution of that game is some of the best shit ever. Like
Mhm.
when you're looting, oh my god,
The fuckers running,
holy
like, the ones with the blade hands, and they start running
dude, oh my
faster.
god,
I know. Yeah.
oh wow. And then like now I'm having like a bunch of memories of Riptide just rushing in out of
Mhm.
nowhere. Holy shit. Oh, and the energy drinks. Oh, I remember those.
Mhm. The
Okay,
special
yeah.
power-ups where you can, like, throw the throwing knives and shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. I got stuck at one part where my oh my god, I hate my brother sometimes. Now I'm thinking that oh childhood pain. So he like we were playing Riptide and he got us fucking stuck, dude. And there was like some glitch where you can go through the there was like the board or the beach, then you go down to the boardwalk and then you go or not boardwalk, but this fucking staircase thing that's
Mm,
wooden. And it's like right around I think there's like a helicopter section or something or
mhm,
crash or something. And then you go down, and then you're supposed to be able to like the zombies are going to come up around the corner like a jump scare. And there's like
mhm,
two of them, but they're fast as hell. And
mhm,
so if they come up around that corner and you don't like immediately either have a powerful enough weapon to kill them or the speed to run back up, you're dead. Well, he
mm.
found a glitch where you can slide over to the side and like hide inside of this rock, and then you can come back out and run.
Yeah.
He taught me how to get in. He didn't teach me how to get out.
Ah, shit.
And not only did he not teach me how to get out, he also forgot later on. So like when we put the disc back in and play it and reloaded, we basically either had to start all the way over or he just had to remember how to get out and he couldn't remember.
That is crazy. Did you ever, like, play online co-op at any point?
No, I didn't, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know you could.
Yeah, so I had it on 360, and there was modded weapons when you would play online, and you could duplicate modded weapons by dropping them and then shooting them with another modded weapon, and as you're shooting them, the other player can pick it up, and it would, like, they could pick it up, but the weapon would still stay on the ground, so you could pick it back up. So then you'd be running around with, like, modded weapons that would fucking annihilate hordes of zombies. So it started to get crazy at that point, but yeah, Dead Island, I think, was one of the first, aside from, like, Call of Duty Zombies, I think that was the first zombie game I played, which is probably why I love, like, the raging, fast-paced zombies now, because that shit was terrifying when I was a kid.
Going back to movies I haven't seen Dawn of the Dead remake.
Dude, okay, so part of, like, my franchise completion that I've been doing this year, I watched all of the Living Dead movies, so I just went ahead and did, like, any remakes, any unofficial sequels or reboots, all the originals, and I did, like, the Return of the Living Dead franchise too.
Mhm.
There's like 24 movies in total that I watched.
Basically, Cody's 31.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't think I ever watched that video. Once I started making content, I slowed down on how much I was consuming because it was like influencing my thoughts on things. But
Dude,
um,
I keep mentioning, bro. Like, I'm not a dick. I swear to God, I watch other people. It's just so easy to reference because, as you know, he's like the biggest, kind of like one of the bigger ones in our
yeah,
community. But I swear to
he was.
God, I'm not a dick.
Nah, I mean, dude, you're good. He was watching him was one of the reasons that I was like, this seems like fun. I want to do this, and then I started my channel because of it. So like him and Wham were really like the two main people I
Oh
watched
yeah,
a lot of. So
yeah, yeah. But
their
anyway,
type of
yeah.
humor is my humor, but yeah, the Dawn of the Dead remake is by far the best. I think it is. I really like Night of the Living Dead for like I don't know, respect reasons and like what it did. It also is just fun. There's something crunchy about it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but there's something crunchy about it that I like. Um, but the Dawn of the Dead remake is superior. Zack Snyder, he did his thing with that. So you got to watch.
So I've heard. Also, I haven't seen 28 Weeks or 28 Years. I have seen 28 Days,
Mhm.
but I just watched it for the first time like a couple months ago.
That whole
Loved it.
franchise, yeah, that whole franchise is really shaping up. I'm curious to see what the next one is. That they're gonna finish out this trilogy, but Weeks, I like Days. I like Weeks a little bit more. Years, I like. I wasn't sure about it. Once you get to the ending, I was like, oh, I don't know about this. But then Bone Temple came out, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. So that
Also, I've
franchise
heard.
is really, really shaping up to be something special.
Yeah, I wasn't sure that I was gonna like. Am I too loud?
No, 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 you sound fine.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I think the headphone volume is just really fucking loud on my end,
Nah,
for my mic. But yeah, what's it called? 28 Days. I wasn't. Everything all right?
yeah, sorry. I was just looking at my shelf trying to think of other movies I haven't seen yet.
Sorry, sorry. I thought you was like listening out for something. Sometimes you know, like you hear background noise and you're like, what's going on?
Now we're
Um, so 28 Days. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because you know how it's shot and everything. First, I
Mhm.
think it was like the first digital camera film.
Yeah, they used a digital camera to film that one.
But I think also knowing that going in, knowing the situation of them like having to get up super early and while everyone's going to work, like sending hot ladies out to block all the drivers, hurry
Mhm.
up trashing the street real quick and having to clean everything up again.
Yeah.
But the way they kept up with the continuity in that movie, how they shot it, the acting which carried it miles,
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way. The
Yeah.
writing I thought was actually really good. The effects were amazing. The naked what's his name? Is his name Killian Murphy?
I say Cillian, but it's probably
Cillian,
Killian.
Killian.
Yeah.
Either I don't know which one it is. But if I feel silly saying Cillian, because I'm like Sicilian pizza. Uh,
Yeah, that's funny.
but yeah, I'm just gonna say Killian because he does a lot of killing in that movie. But yeah, like you know, you got a naked Killian Murphy who you honestly even I wasn't sure if he was rabid or not. Like I was like, holy shit! And then you got you know, spoilers by the way. But yeah, then you got
Like,
like the
so old now, like, it's their fault at this point.
yeah, and then you got the one of the saddest deaths ever with the
Mhm.
dad, and
Yeah.
it's like how fast they turn fast moving zombies, and people will say they're not zombies, but they're
Get the
zombies.
fuck outta here. They're zombies, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
It's like okay, clickers and Last of Us are not zombies, but them fucking runners are.
No, yeah. Those are 100% zombies. I don't care what anybody says.
Exactly. Like, bro, I'm call me lazy minded and don't give a shit. Zombies.
They're zombies. I don't know. Especially when you look at how well, you haven't seen the newer ones, but the way that the franchise evolves and the zombies, I guess, how they become more zombified, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
I
a franchise
heard
worth watching.
I heard that the soldiers even call them zombies in the 28 years.
Probably. I don't remember, but I wouldn't be surprised they quite literally act exactly like zombies at this point. So, uh,
Yeah. It's like saying that it's like The Walking Dead in the first season, they were considered infected, by the way. People don't realize, like, no, they're zombies.
they're walkers. I love that fucking show.
Carl!
Yeah, that's the only show. That's like the only slow moving zombies anything aside from Night of the Living Dead where I'm like all in. I don't care. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, that is so crazy because I'm a Walking Dead, not a defender, but I like it. I won't defend the later seasons at all.
I
But yeah,
will. I
you
don't care.
will.
Oh, I'll die on that hill. I don't give a fuck. I love that show.
Hey, I said I like them, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna die on a hill for it. Like,
Uh,
I'll switch real quick. I'm a fake fan. No, but yeah, like the first season, there was because it was almost supposed to be standalone,
mhm.
and they weren't expecting to make another season, so they were like, we can go with the zombie route and make them look like zombies, but then we got this guy at the what they call it place? The C uh,
CDC.
yeah, yeah. And he's kind of calling them infected people,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not calling them undead.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got some nerds that want to debate that, and even then I'm like, no, it's just because he was whacked out of his head. They
I mean,
was like sad, and he was like trying to find a way to bring his wife back or to meet his
mm,
wife, and then he finds out that they're all infected and they're
I
all
mean,
gonna die.
and at the end of the day, the show is literally called The Walking Dead. How are we even gonna argue about this? It's literally in the title of the show. So anyone that wants to
Yeah,
argue about, oh, they're not actually zombies, shut up. They're eating humans. They're eating people. Like that's all. That's the criteria I need. Well, maybe not that because you could be a cannibal and you're not a zombie.
I don't
But
think anyone argues that anymore. But I remember when the show came out, that was an argument that I remember like hearing. Like I was little too, but I
mhm,
remember like hearing my parents talk about it with others and stuff like that. Um, yeah, and I remember like when I watching it getting older and going back and watching the reactions of because I think it was like season 4 had just come out, and I'd finally like got a phone or something and was like doing research,
mhm.
and I went back to like those comic cons and stuff, and like people asking them about the infected, and I look in the comments and people are like they are infected. No, they're walkers. No, they're infected. I'm like there's an argument.
That is crazy. Can we just enjoy it and not waste our time going back and forth about if they're infected or dead? Like, who cares, dude?
Especially about that show.
Weird. Yeah, I mean, people just they never fail to amaze me with the stupidity of things, but
They just yeah.
it's insane.
Dude, we've been all over the place.
Yeah, oh yeah. This is fun though. It's just like talking, having a conversation.
We're currently running an hour and 39 minutes, and I got some edit notes over here. Not as many as I have for, some of my other episodes, but this is gonna be an interesting one.
It's fun.
All the
This is
blood and
very
jizz is staying.
Oh, I absolutely. I will be mad. I'm gonna sue you if you take that out. You cannot use
Dude,
this video. That's the only reason I came on here. Pause.
yeah,
Um,
unpause.
resume. Yeah. No, this is what I like to do when we do like watch parties and stuff. Like even on the Dead Silence watch party we did with Ken, I tried to like respect his platform more. So like I'm feeding off his energy. He wasn't talking a whole lot and he focuses
Yeah.
more on the movies, which is more of Ken's style, and that's totally fine. Like there's a time and place. And so I tried not to like talk too much, but when we do like on the other channel I co-host on Chills and Thrills, we do watch parties weekly on there. And if it's a movie I've never seen before, I try not to talk as much because obviously I do want to pay attention to what's going on.
Right.
And we try to bring on guests for movies that we haven't seen, so at least like um if the guest has seen it and they really care about the movie, they can talk and fill that dead space while I'm trying to pick up on details. Um, but if it's a movie I've seen before, or if like I'm really we watching it and I'm just not interested, like we watched Bloody Birthday a couple weeks ago, and admittedly, not a good movie in my opinion. I wasn't a fan of it, so I do a lot of talking and I do a lot of joking around and jumping from place to place and just saying shit and talking to the chat. So yeah.
Watching watching movies that you haven't seen with other people can be either a really boring experience or a really awkward and annoying experience.
Yeah.
It's hardly ever fun if it's unseen.
For me, I think it depends on how much the person loves the movie. So like we watched Jurassic Park on Chosen Thrills, and that was my first time watching it. But we brought on our friend Austin. His channel is SPC Unleashed. He does Star Wars stuff a lot too. He loves that movie, and so he had a lot to say about it, and
That's different.
it makes it interesting, right? So it
Yeah,
is different in that way. I also was dressed as a dinosaur during that stream, so that was a little distracting.
I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Yeah, I wore an inflatable dinosaur suit, but
Damn, I should ask you to wear something for me.
I thought about it, but it just didn't happen. I try to have fun with that. We
The mic would have blocked it.
it was a hassle to even wear the dinosaur suit. I was getting a little hot there. I thought I was gonna take a little nap for a second, but it
Were you
banned.
wearing like the green dinosaur suit or like the big yellow one?
It was like a bluish green one. See, I told Brett, who's the co-host, if we do Jurassic Park, I'll dress up like a dinosaur. Now in the past, like we did Thanksgiving, and I dressed up like a turkey, but I wore like a turkey onesie. So in my mind,
Mm.
I was like, I'll dress something like that, where like my face comes out of where the dinosaur's head is. Admittedly, I had indulged in a couple of beverages prior to ordering the dinosaur suit, and I didn't realize how fucking big it was gonna be, and that I was gonna be in it.
And
So
you're like looking through the chest.
yes, so when it got here, I had to inflate it, and yeah, it was I was basically like this far away, and I was like peering through this window, and the dinosaur head was up here. I had like my mic pulled way back so that they could hear me, but
This is the longest I've ever ran, dude. I've had so much fun.
hell yeah.
We
Yeah,
ran for 2 hours.
yeah, this was sick. Honestly, I was a little nervous, wasn't sure how it was gonna go. Obviously, I had the experience of, talking with you on Ken's stream when we met for the first time.
Right.
But and even in DMs, you seem like a cool dude. So I figured we'd mesh well, but you just never know with people until you really like start to get into it.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen your most recent episode, but I watched the first 3 you did, and I even went and watched fuck, the short film. I forgot what it was called now. Hurt in Private.
Oh yeah, Hurt in Private with
Yeah,
my buddy Marcus.
I went and watched it. I meant to leave like a comment on it, but I watched it while I was at work, so I just didn't have time, and then like it like was lost on me after that. But
He'll appreciate you watching it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he gets it, but he'll appreciate it.
it was really good. And like anybody watching this who hasn't seen that episode or watched the short film, I highly suggest giving it a shot. It's a really important conversation to be had.
Mhm.
So
What do you think about the
yeah,
ending?
the ending. I'm well, I'd already watched the podcast episode, so I kind of like saw you prefaced it with it's like not a very bleak ending.
Mhm.
So I kind of knew that there was going to be some light at the end of the tunnel that I was looking
Mhm.
forward to. But I liked it, and I'm interested to see what he's going to do for this second one that he's working on now, or the sequel to it. Uh,
He hasn't told me a lot, and so I'm admittedly, I don't see where a sequel would work or how it could go and still
I also
stick.
feel that, yeah.
But, you know, he's a very smart guy, and
Mhm.
he's good at working with what he has, and so I'm super excited to see that. But I'm appreciative that you went and watched it and that you snuck seeked that out.
Yeah.
Not suck it out, seeked it out.
Oh, yeah. No, of course. I mean, when you were talking about the messaging for it and like just listening to him talk about it, obviously he's very passionate and very connected to it. But I'm also a young man, and uh, this is something that I think all young men or all men in general really feel at one point in their lives or another. And yeah, just I resonated with it a lot. So I was interested in seeing um well, just seeing the film and seeing like where he went with it. And yeah, it definitely left an impression, made me feel seen in a sense, honestly. So
Yeah, yeah.
but
Well,
oh yeah, it's been sick. It's been a good time. It went better. This has been better than I expected, because sometimes I'm just like a little awkward or socially awkward at times. So you just never know.
me
But
too. Just like you said earlier, I'm such an introvert too. I'm not a shy person, but I'm introverted. I like being alone, and
mm,
this is really breaking me out of my shell. I still get awkward the first 10, 15 minutes, but then we start getting talking, and if I can get a hold of your sense of humor, I just much rather laugh and talk the whole time and still kind of stay on movies and stuff. And so
mm,
yeah, dude, I really appreciate you coming on. This went so much better than I thought it was gonna go. And I never thought it was gonna go bad. I bet
yeah,
like just me and you, dude, you're a
you just
really cool
never know.
dude. We
Yeah,
have
well, I appreciate.
you have a really fun sense of humor, and I'm glad you don't get offended. So what
Nothing.
do you
Nothing.
have coming out here soon? This will be episode 6. So episode 5 comes out on Tuesday. It's every Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday on Spotify, Wednesday on YouTube. This Tuesday will be episode 5. So next Tuesday and Wednesday will be episode 6. So what do you have that you know of coming out?
Yeah, well, I have something coming up, but it'll already be passed by the time this comes out technically. But
That's fine. Still promote
yeah,
it.
people can still go back and look. I I've been really diving deeper into the live streaming rather than pre-recorded content, just because I think my personality comes out more. I'm able to bounce jokes off of people and say things I'll regret and can't cut it out. So I just got to own it. And
I love
I just
that.
I just have a lot more fun with it. It is I'm not good at faking it, you know? I just gotta be me, and, trying to, like, put my sense of humor and personality into pre-recorded content just doesn't come off the same way. So,
Yeah.
um, I just hit 300 subscribers a couple days ago, and, I put a poll on my channel asking people, like, what kind of stream do they wanna do, or do they want me to do to celebrate? And they voted Horror Jeopardy. So I have like a team on Discord. It's me and a couple of my friends that we went super hard, built out this Horror Jeopardy board. Um, Unfortunately, by the time this like comes out, it'll already have passed, but could be fun for people to go back and just like watch again. Because I plan to do more of them. So if you missed this one, there will be more opportunities to play, but it's going to be chat interaction only. There will be no guests playing. It's all chat playing, so I can share in the celebration with everyone who's joined me on this journey that I'm on right now. But aside from that, go to Chills and Thrills Watch Party on YouTube. My friend Brett and I, we co-host the channel, and we do thematic watch parties. Each month is a different theme, and it's every Sunday, typically 8 p.m. Eastern. This month starts off The Last Dance. It's prom theme, and we're doing Carrie. We're gonna be doing Prom Night, Carrie, Prom Night OG, Prom Night Remake, The Loved Ones, and Cabin Fever 2. So those are a
Nice.
lot of fun. The vibe on there is very similar to kind of the vibe that we had here tonight, just like shooting the shit, having fun, and talking with the chat when we're live. So,
Hard Mountain
uh,
Days and Michelobs.
yep, Michelobs. And actually, that's really funny because I'm always drinking the Michelobs, and Brett's always drinking like a Dr. Pepper or something. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, I am working on some pre-recorded content. I plan on doing some like watch alongs on my channel, but just I'm planning more interactive stuff. I really just want to like be involved with people. That's really my main goal. So I've got
That's
some other,
awesome.
some other like game game show type streams coming up, and yeah, I don't know. I plan on just pretty much doing whatever I can that brings people and has them stick around and talk to me. That's my goal. So
Cool. Well, very cool. I'm excited to see all of it, dude. I'm gonna try to dive more into watching my friends' lives and stuff, and that's typically the long form content. If you can make some content that I can listen to at work without having to switch every 12 minutes,
mm,
that's what I like to listen to, and it's easier to consume. It doesn't form my mind into shaping, and just like you said, it's hard to watch others' contents without it. Even if you're not even meaning to, it does form your opinion, and
mhm,
so that's kind of why I avoid a lot of content. I'll still share it and stuff. But yeah, I'll go back and I'll try to listen to more live streams and stuff because I like
mm,
those. They're calming for me. And you're a
there,
real cool guy. Dude, I've loved how this has turned out. Everyone, go like, subscribe, share all his shit, share my shit. Like, subscribe here too. All of Keelan's links will be in the description down below. I'll even leave the other two and uh, also with Brett. I'll leave that one down in the description as well. The
good real hunting.
good real. I keep wanting to say good will, and I'm like, no, no, it's not will. Good real hunting.
Yeah,
I will leave that in the description as well. That way I can subscribe over there too. And yeah, dude, you're really cool. I need you back on, and I'll definitely come on your channel and do whatever you want to do. The Dead
awesome.
Island idea, we'll have to kind of figure out. I
Mhm,
promise to try and do that because that sounds absolutely fun. Yeah, just text me about that later, and we'll try to figure that out. But other than that, everyone, I hope you have a great night or day or whatever. If you're working, enjoy it. I hope this helps. This was probably the longest and the most funniest conversation I've ever had on this podcast. So thanks,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, it was a
Uh,
pleasure.
yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, well, I think it's time to get off this damn thing.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
all right, everyone, have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, everybody.